All right, crafty peeps, it's card number 6 for the SSS Stamp February card kit. We are rounding out this 6 cards a set series with a little bit of a catch-all. We have pattern paper, we have stamping, we have die cutting, we have all kinds of fun. Heat embossing, watercoloring. Okay, so I am using my embossing buddy, my little powder bag here, to clean off this Canson XL watercolor paper so that it is ready and primed for action. I am taking the little envelope stamp that comes in the kit using my Versamark ink pad. Now, last video it was new. Do you see it now? This ink pad gets a lot of love, I tell you, because it is already starting to get dirty. But it's okay. It'll probably last me another 5 years and we'll be good. So I am going to take some white embossing powder and I'm going to pour that all over my panel here, and then I'm going to heat set that with my amazing Wagner heat tool. I say it's amazing because once you get that bad boy nice and heated up, it will minimize the warping of your paper because the heat is just kind of centralized through that nozzle. So that's why I love this one. It kind of just gets to business and then you can move on with your life. All right, so I am heat setting that. I'm getting it ready. Now once I have that all ready to go, I am going to go back to the watercolors that came with the kit, which, by the way, I ended up using all of the watercolors, so they are no more, which is great. I love it when I get to use up something. I know that sounds kind of contradictory for what us hoarders go through, but I feel like it's actually, you know, being utilized, and then when I resupply it, I don't feel as bad, instead of just resupplying things that are still there. I know you're all guilty too, don't lie. Okay, so I am going through and I'm taking the water brush, using the water brush that came with the kit, but then I wanted to add some purple, so I took some Distress Oxide, Seedless Preserves I believe that is, and I just added some purple envelopes to the card. Not many. I probably didn't space it out that much. Ooh, if you hear rumbling, totally a thunderstorm going on right now. Love it. All right, Hawaii, by the way, if you didn't know, doesn't have thunderstorms. So 4 years I was there, nothing. 2 years here, I'm about getting my fill. But I'm not complaining because there's nothing like a crafty Sunday with a thunderstorm outside, right? All right, so now I've gotten that all good to go. I'm going to take some Distress ink. I believe this was regular Distress ink in Broken China. And I'm just going to kind of outline around the letters, the notes there. What are they called? Envelopes. Because I didn't want it super stark white. And so you hardly notice it. Taking to some of the pattern paper that came with the kit. I really liked the pattern paper with the little, what are those called? They're called typewriters. That's it, typewriters. And do you see what I'm doing here? I'm just kind of loosening up that paper so it kind of sticks out and it looks three-dimensional that way. So I cut a few of those out and then lifted that paper, cutting down my panel with some Lawn Fawn stitched rectangle dies, and then another piece of pattern paper that came with the kit. And so I'm just kind of lining up how I want this to go. All right, so I'm using some of that ink that came with the kit, and I am going to then place that down. The Hello die is something that I had from my stash. I really don't remember where I got it, but I will look for something that's comparable online for you. And I'm using some multimedia matte to adhere that. Always want to, when you're doing die cuts this intricate, you always want to put something heavy on top of it because it'll even the pressure. Okay, now I'm going to take my little typewriters. I'm going to pop each one of those up on a dimensional, and those are from Stampin' Up, so they're not very high. They're real thin ones. And I'm going to pop them up, each and every one of them. All right, so once I get that done, I'm then going to not waste the gray cardstock that I cut the hello from, and that's going to be sort of my border, my mat, underneath my panel here. There was some excess there that was sticking out, so I pulled up my little paper trimmer here. This is the Fiskars Guillotine, and you're probably wondering, Mary, why do you have so many paper cutters? You have like a gazillion. That's true. You don't need a gazillion. I would recommend a blade one and a guillotine, and that's it. I just happen to have collected them through the years, and I finally found what I loved. Okay, back to the card. That's the finished product. Did some glossy accents on top of the hello, and you see how it turned out. So thank you so much for joining me for this 6 cards a set series. I hope you had as much fun as I did, and I hope you're getting a lot of use out of these kits that we buy, because we buy them, we need to use them, right? That should be our mantra for the year. All right, I list everything below that I used. Don't forget to hit subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.